I don't know if right now I'm ready for that step.
Hey everybody, grab your hoe and get ready because it's Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yeah, grab them hoes.
Grab your hoe and get ready to start farming here.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, man. I tell you, man, like, this is probably one of my favorite episodes just because of the way everything went down towards the end.
Yeah, episode 10, getting down to the final two women.
That's right.
That's what this is about. Some people are already there. Ty's already there.
Yeah, and so was Nathan.
Yep. So they have the one-on-one dates, and Nathan goes out with Allye.
Yeah, man, and Allye turned it around there. You know, they had a good date, and like during the date, I was like, "Damn, I think like he's probably gonna pick this chick now."
She looked cute during.
Yeah,
this.
she did. She looked really good.
Takes her out on the pontoon boat, goes a little fishing.
Yeah, it was good, man. Didn't shove the cod or anything, but they were still having fun out there.
I thought they looked cute together. I thought they interacted well. I didn't see too much of a romantic spark. It still seems kind of friend zone-ish, but he seemed to talk to the cameras as if there was more to it than what we were seeing. So I don't know.
Yeah, we saw her lean her head on him there, and he was rubbing her back and stuff, you know. So
I thought they had a nice little date.
yeah, I did too.
So,
Like watching that, I almost liked her better for him than Taylor. Like, you know, it's been like Taylor this whole time, but like watching that one, I was like, damn, I kind of like her better now.
and they miraculously have food waiting for them back on the beach.
Yeah, ain't that great?
and then Nathan, he hands it out like he made it or something.
Right,
But
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Yeah. I slaved all day over this. You better enjoy it.
Yeah, and she even mentions like it's kind of hard to watch because you know it's obvious that you have a strong connection with Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting. Like, you know, she sees this strong connection, but she continues to hang around.
Yeah, and he told her, he's like, look, I appreciate you sticking it out, hanging in there. So,
Yeah.
and it seemed this date made it definitely worthwhile, I think.
So what do you think, Ashleigh, about these women who like see these connections but continue to essentially be patient and wait?
I don't know. It depends on what their motivations are behind it. Like, I feel like she has true intentions on like trying to explore this relationship with him. You know, we'll see in different farms here that like, I don't think that's the intention behind people staying, but I mean, anything can happen. Like it's any relationship can fade just like that, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I do. Yeah, and I do agree with you. I think they've been friend zoned so long that this one date might not have got them to that notch they need to be in a relationship, but it was definitely a step in the right direction.
I think her stock went up a lot this
yeah,
episode.
definitely.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how this interaction goes. Then we move on to Tai. He's only got two women, so
Yeah.
and he gets to go on his second date with Melody.
Yep. And they had a good date.
Yeah, they go on a little carriage ride, and it seemed kind of romantic and cool.
And then in there he's cheers to the first and last date. You know, so.
Yeah, they go to the picnic spot, get some bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, it was your typical farmer wants a wife date, you know, pretty much.
Yeah,
so.
pretty standard.
I thought it was interesting that when he brings up the kids, because she skirts around it a little bit, saying that she would love to be a bonus mom to his daughter. But then he's like, okay, but just like be clear here. Do you want kids? And she's like, well, I don't right now, but if I did, I'm getting them. Like that's happening. Like I get what I want.
Yeah, and he's kind of had like that nervous laugh about it, you know, and you're like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and she's like, if I want kids, I'm gonna get some kids.
That's
and
right.
he's like, yeah. So I mean, that was kind of interesting because she's kind of unsure if she wants kids, but
yeah, I mean, she's in her early 30s. Most likely, she's gonna want kids.
But the thing is, like, how long do you wait? And then Ty's like, the
Right.
longer,
The longer we wait, the more I'm getting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the worse
exactly.
this is. So.
Yeah.
So they really need to have, I think, some hard talks about that instead of these surface level talks. You know, it's a
absolutely.
big deal.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They do.
So, and the fact she kind of skirted, that worries me.
Yeah, and at their ages, it's super important, you know, especially the fact that he's kind of afraid to say it, but he doesn't want more kids.
Right. I mean, and then they got like what a 12-year age difference too, and I mean he's just at that point where I mean he pretty much did say earlier on that I don't want kids, and
Yeah,
it's gonna
essentially, and that's why she's beating around the bush too,
Right.
And that's why she doesn't just flat out say I want kids because that could be a relationship ender perhaps.
See, and that's a bad thing too, right? If she's sticking around because she thinks she'll be able to talk into having kids one day, that's just a dumb reason to stick around. She at that point she should just leave. Like, you know what? If you're unsure, dude, and you seem to not want them, I'm not gonna freaking take the risk of trying to force you to do it, and then it not happening anyway. So
yeah, and if you got two women that you're waffling on, like you need to see, they need to have these hard conversations, and this show just doesn't get into those kind of conversations, which is like, what are we doing here?
At least not what they show us anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So
in all our behind the scenes talks that we've talked with contestants that have been on the show, it doesn't seem like they ever have these conversations.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, season 1 we really didn't see much of those conversations either.
Yeah. So Mitchell takes Kiana out, and I got to say, this is probably the most boring date of this episode. Like, it's pretty dry. I mean, at least what they show. Takes her to the winery. Yeah,
Kiana's ass damn near hang out of that dress, man. That was a nice. I mean, I like that dress. It was like you could tell she was like kind of pulling down a little bit every now and then. But the date was the date wasn't that great, man. It really wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, and even when it ended, he gets a hug, so I'm like, well, that's not a good sign, and he's got to like whittle it down from 3 to 2, so I'm thinking at this point it's not going to go well for her.
And what was funny, man, he confirmed what I've been saying about that clown this whole time. He's like, well, you really got to take the opportunity to pursue me, and all this. I told him every time he's got those awkward conversations with women, and he's like, oh, I didn't like that date because the women aren't starting the conversations. He's one of those guys, man. He wants the woman to start the conversation. He wants the woman to initiate things, and Kiana's kind of like, it's just not me, So, and a lot of women aren't. I mean, some women are, but a lot of women aren't that way, right? A lot of women want the guy to initiate stuff, but he seems to be the exact opposite. And I think that's kind of his deal with some of these women where he's not digging them. And I just was like, dude, you take the initiative and freaking start the conversation.
Yeah, what'd you think about this Mitchell date?
It was pretty boring. It was just very surface level, very two people out at the same time doing the same thing. But, like, there was no connection. There was no spark.
No, it's not looking good, I think, for Kiana at this point.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, remember, they kept flipping to the one-on-one with Kiana and she was like making it sound like, oh, it's going great, I'm enjoying this, I think we're connecting. But like what they're showing us, I'm like, I don't see that. So and Mitch obviously really didn't see it either.
Maybe she's just trying to be hopeful to make it
Yeah.
another week. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's what some of these women do sometimes.
Right, exactly.
She's trying to speak it into existence, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but I think she's one of the people who's there for the right reason, at least. I think she's there for the right reason, really trying to make something work.
Yeah, I agree.
So we go over to Brandon's farm, and of course, last week, like Emerson, seemed like something was building up in her, and she was kind of taking it out on Joy a little bit. So looking to see if there's some bad blood there, but this episode didn't really show that too much, and it goes to Joy, and Brandon brings her to the cabin.
Yeah.
They had some chocolate fondue by the fire.
Yeah, fondue looked good, man.
Yeah, it did. So, I mean, that's a pretty, cheap date and, seemed pretty nice.
Yeah, and that was a nice cabin, too, man. Just overlooking the mountains there. It was a beautiful view. I was like, damn, it was really nice.
I really liked how she broke the news that she don't want to work. Like, she's,
that was awesome.
She sees herself as being taken care of, and he's like, oh, that's not how I see things. And she's like, I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
I was kind of seeing, splitting splitting everything here. Both of us kind of working, and yeah, she wasn't digging that.
She says, "Yeah, how about you do the working, and I'll be the princess."
Yeah, and then I'll treat you like a prince. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, but Brandon's not really fazed by that too much. It didn't seem like.
No, it didn't.
He liked the prince. He wanted to be treated like a prince. He was like, oh, okay, well, there's that. That's nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, nice fairy tale
I don't know.
world.
To me, that was like a red flag moment, but it didn't bother him. So no harm, no foul, I guess. Right, exactly. And she's just being honest.
Yeah,
but she does kind of come off that way a little bit too. I think.
Oh, she definitely comes off that way. No doubt about it.
Yeah, but that was a nice little date. Which date did you think was the best?
Overall, probably the Allye Nathan one, man. I think that one, as far as having a spark and a connection and kind of something starting to pick up there, I think that was probably the best one.
I agree. I think that was.
But which one would you like to go out on? When you want the carriage ride, you want the fondue, or the fishing on the pontoon boat?
I don't want the fishing on the pontoon.
See, typically I'd want that,
Sorry.
but man, seeing that cabin, I was like, damn, that's nice. That'd be cool. I'd like to chill in that cabin a little bit, you know?
Yeah, especially like romantic. Maybe you'll snuggle up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how much time do these guys got to do anything? Can they even watch a movie? Is that like, oh, you got 30 minutes. You don't got 2 hours
well, it
to watch
seems like
a movie?
they've got all day because they usually come back like it's already dark when they're getting back to their places. So
That's true.
Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's like, what are you just eating fondue this whole entire time? I mean, I don't know. But, so we go to Nathan and like McKenzie kind of has to break some bad news to Nathan.
Yeah, that sucked, man. You know, she, her dad's getting worse evidently, and she's got to leave. You know, but I mean, it saved Nathan. Because he had 3 really good girls. You know, I know it was gonna be a hell of a hard decision for him, and it saved him making that decision. But it still sucked. You know, it's still just bad. You know, poor. I feel bad for Mackenzie.
Yeah, and she's kind of she's behind the curve anyway because she had to leave earlier. Right. So, this might be like a good thing that happens to him. I mean, I don't know because it bails him out of making a hard choice, but at the same time, you know, of course, that obviously sucks for Mackenzie.
Yeah. I mean, I think he probably would have sent her home out of the 3 if I had to guess. You know, I was kind of getting that feeling, but it just sucks that she went out that way. You know, that her dad was getting worse and everything.
Yeah,
so.
But he does make the comment like, "I wonder if I let." The one get away.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting statement because you probably are going to pick one of these other 2 women too, and then you make a comment like that. So what do you think, Ashleigh, about all that?
I mean, we saw it last season. You know, someone left with I know she left earlier in the show, but you never know. He could change his mind at the end of the last 2 dates, and he'd be like, "Nope, I got to go back for Mackenzie." You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So then they get put to work.
Yeah.
Best part of the show. And then they're tagging some cows. And Sydney, man, she gets right to work.
Oh yeah. I mean, Sydney's got that freaking farm life down, man. I mean, she works with her hands for a living. You know, she's blue collar worker. You know, working construction stuff. So that's not a problem for her. She does really well at it.
And then she smokes a bee,
I
as
just
she says.
smoked
So
that's right. Smoke that bee.
her.
My thing about Sydney is I feel like she wants to be on the farm so bad. I just don't know if she's there for the love connection versus this lifestyle that is a dream for her. And this is her way to access that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think she is into Mitchell, and I think
so too.
Know, but that's a good point, though. You can tell she definitely wants that, right? Like that's something she definitely wants, and she's kind of made that clear. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely a good point.
So maybe this is just a perfect scenario for her. Though. She gets the guy and the life. I don't know.
No kidding.
Maybe.
Jeez.
But poor Kait, man, they gave her just like that shitty cow that didn't want to freaking didn't want to do it. Kept breaking
I mean, even
tag.
the main guy was struggling to put the tag on. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know. But and then they have Brandon's crew like go and play with the irrigation system, like just like climb that thing and screw that thing.
Screw that cap on right there, and there you go. What kind of crap is that?
Yeah, well, they're struggling to find things for these people to do.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
He just wanted to see him screw something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, evidently.
Yeah,
just not him.
So. I mean, they don't even show the other ones work, and this is just like filler time, it feels like.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
That was totally filler time. It was like, what the hell are they doing?
Now, Mitchell and Brandon got to cut someone loose.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
who do you think has the harder decision?
Well, I tell you what, man. When Kait was like, gave herself some saving grace there, man. When she left that note for him, and then, hey, meet me out at the swing set or whatever the hell she said, meet me at. That was like exactly what he's looking for out of these women, them to take the initiative, them to talk to him, and she did that, and then he was freaking like just all into it, man. He just freaking loved that, right? That turned him on when she did that.
Yeah, but I think Kait was pretty safe anyway because I think the mom liked her the most, so I think she's in a really good position.
Well, she definitely is now because prior to that, I was thinking it was a toss-up between, her and what's her name, but I mean, after that, I was like, oh, she's going to stay now. I was like, damn, that was very smart.
Yeah, I feel like Kiana was going because, like, that date, there was just no sparks. They hugged at the end, so I'm like, there's no hope with this.
Kait got herself a nice kiss there when she pulled him over there and all that. So I was like, damn, that was smooth for Kait.
I don't know if she's going to beat out Sydney, but she's going to give her a run for her money, I guess.
I don't think she's going to beat out Sydney either, but yeah. I mean, after that, I was like, damn, that was really smart.
I mean, that's a tough decision. Those 2 are really great women in all aspects, so it's going to be interesting the home visits for him and them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and of course, like Mitchell asked Kiana to step aside and come sit with him by the fire, and that's normally not a good sign.
That means you're going home. Right?
And then he says, what you essentially said earlier. He's like, I don't know if I see a spark. You need to pursue me, and there's just not that fire.
Yeah.
So, and then she has like a little bit of a different take, but
no, she does, and rightfully so, right? Because it takes two. It shouldn't just be her having to pursue him the whole time. And she even said, "Look, it's just weird, man. It's weird you like dating all these women. I was the first one. It's just kind of uncomfortable, and I get it, right? Anybody would be uncomfortable in that situation." So, really, he's got to, give that initiative too, and I haven't seen any of that from him. He's just really counting on the women to do it. So.
Yeah, but there's no touchy-feely between them, and there is some with the other two, so...
But on the first date there was, right? He got a kiss on the first date with her and all that, I think, so... But that's kind of gone now.
Yeah. Now, we go over to Brandon. I feel like Brandon at this point has a tough choice ahead of him because he's close with Joy. We've seen how close he is with Emerson, and then Grace is in good too. So I'm like, I don't know who he's gonna choose out of this one.
Dude,
but like Joy's like, let me help you with this one.
Yeah, Joy's like, Brandon, we step outside, dude. As soon as she did that, like I just started laughing out loud in my living room. My daughter was probably like, "What the hell is my dad's crazy? What the hell is he laughing at?" Because I was just like, "Oh man, here we go." And this is where Joy showed. Reba, you were right. Like, holy cow. Joy showed her true colors.
Like Reba was right.
Oh, dude, what an asshole. What an asshole Joy is. It's like you totally knew you weren't into this guy this whole freaking time. So you made him kick out women he could have been into, and now you're pulling this shit. I was rolling. I was just laughing my ass off, man. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and she's just like, hey, it's kind of getting real now. Right. Like it was all fun and games beforehand, but I can't bring you home.
I've got enough exposure on TV now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can leave.
I can't bring you home. I've only brought one man home, and you ain't going to be the second one.
Right.
So,
yeah. I never saw her into him. I never saw her want him. I never saw her want the life on the farm. I just saw her wanting to win, wanting to be chosen over the other women.
Yeah, no doubt. It was, and hell, I don't even think they ever kissed. Like the whole time, I don't think they ever kissed each other because you were cutting out like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they ever freaking kissed, man. Like it never showed them really like touchy-feely, kissing, none of that crap. So it was like, dude, that chick was never there for the right reason to begin with.
He makes a comment like Joy might have stayed.
Yeah.
So maybe he was going to get rid of Grace. I don't know.
No, he flat out said I was going to go visit her family. Like, he was going to keep her.
I don't know if he's just being nice or that's what his true intention was, but that's what he made it seem like.
Oh, yeah. So she did him a favor, even though he should have got rid of her ass a long time ago.
And I don't know how he could be so blind to this. She just never felt like she was going to fit in the farm anyway. So
no.
And that one day went so horrible, so I don't know what he was thinking, really.
Yeah, no, and we've been saying that from the get-go, man. She just would not fit that farm life, and she knew that. She was there for freaking exposure, and that was the only reason she's been on this show. Freaking Reba called it, and then last week, freaking, what's her name called it? Like, when she was giving Joy shit, Emerson giving Joy shit, like, they knew it, man. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we ain't seen on the show, where these other women know. They're like, all right, that person ain't here for the right reason, and they were, Joy and Emerson, or Reba and Emerson were both completely right about Joy.
Well, they're spending a lot more time with her than he is, so maybe they know something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did.
Reba, people owe you an apology.
That's right. Everybody owes Reba an apology, man. No doubt. Holy cow, man. That was crazy. Yeah, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, holy cow. Oh, man. But yeah, that was bad.
All right, so everyone's got 2 girls left. What are the predictions here?
Oh, yeah.
You got a 50-50.
I'm gonna say Brandon's gonna end up going with Grace. I think that's who he's gonna go with. Like, after the past, Emerson didn't seem very happy really this last episode. She was kind of into it a little more, but this past 2 episodes she just kind of didn't seem very happy. So
I think she wasn't happy. They didn't showcase her too much, but
yeah. But I think.
And what is she supposed to be happy about? Joy going on a date?
Oh, I know. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Grace on that one. And what do y'all think on that one?
I think Grace fits him pretty well, but I'm not really seeing the spark there. And he certainly has a spark with Emerson, so I think he should choose Emerson at this point.
I think he should go with Grace. I'm Team Grace at this point.
Yeah.
She brings the sense of humor. She's going to bring fun and balance. Whereas I think Emerson she's good on the farm, but I also think that there's some kind of drama or need that she needs from him that Grace doesn't need.
Yeah, I like Emerson. For me, I would choose Emerson, but for him, I think Grace would be freaking, the best bet for him.
I think Grace is the safe bet, but I think, Emerson's the fun, fiery one.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So,
yeah.
All right. What about Tai?
Tai. Yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't think he's in it with either one of these girls, to be honest with you. But if he did...
things are going really well with Melody.
Yeah, they had a good date and everything, but I don't know, man. There's just something that just seems off.
There did seem like something was in the air,
Yeah, exactly. Something just seems off there. I don't know, man.
It's probably because they're just having fun in these surface level conversations. They're not getting deep on anything, so I don't even know how you really can choose anyone at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to end up with either one of them. I think it all comes down to the kids at this point. That's going to be the big problem. And what's the other ones? I even forgot the other one's name. There's Melanie and
Megan.
Yeah, Megan says she's perfectly fine not having kids, but I do think there's a lot to Megan that she has a problem with him. And I think there's a lot of underlying tension and drama between the two of them that we're not knowing where it's coming from.
I'm not getting a good feeling really either way. The safe bet would be Megan, because you could tell that what's her name had an issue. I can't remember his names now, man. But you could tell she had an issue during this last date, like with a kid.
Melody and Megan's in time.
Melody's gonna want kids. She is, period. Like the way they were talking, it's like you're gonna want kids eventually. So you're better off without this guy. You're better off finding a guy, that's wants more kids.
She definitely doesn't want to take it off the table,
yeah.
And he needs someone that is perfectly fine with it being off the table.
And even though Megan's saying that she's cool with it, I don't know, man. I'm just not buying it with either one. I think at the end of the day, neither one of them. He's not gonna get either one of them.
All right, so we got Mitchell.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's got a hard decision.
Well, it seems like the easy decision is just roll with Taylor. There's, it's been great up to this point. Now, Allie's stock is rising.
Well, you're talking about Nathan now, not Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, I am talking about the wrong guy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's fine. That's not Nathan. But,
yeah. So I think Allie's stock is rising, but I don't know if she can overcome, what he and Taylor already have.
No, and she even said that, right? She's like, look, I see how close you and Taylor are. It's just hard to compete with that. So that's why I haven't been open. And, I really do want to open up to you. And that's kind of where everything started there. But so, I could see, I tell you what, both those girls are sweethearts. They're both great girls. I think they're both there for the right reason. So he couldn't go wrong with either one of them.
If only
I think either one of them.
Allye would have made a move like this early on, then that could have maybe changed the tide. But this is kind of late in the game at this point.
Yeah, but like I said, his saving graces, they're both fantastic women, and he'll either one of them you can't go wrong with. So it's you can't be much better of a boat than he's in.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the same with Mitchell, right? Same situation. Sydney is and him are pretty established at this point, and now, what's her name? Kait's stock is going up, but is it too little, too late?
I don't know, because like you said, man, his mom was all about Kait, so
I think that is making him think harder. But
yeah.
It just seems like Sydney is the one to go for here.
Sydney would be the best bet for him at the end of the day, because she would fit in there. She 100% wants to be there. Kait, it really hasn't given us what her real attitude is towards the farm life, right? They haven't really talked about that a lot, about how she would fit in there. They really haven't covered that with her, where Sydney's 100% all in. So Sydney would be the safe bet at this point, I think. But Kait, Kait's awesome too. So I don't know, man.
But Kait wants the babies.
Yeah, right off the bat.
And the family wants the babies, it seems like.
Right, exactly. Whereas Sydney is I'd wait a couple years, and Mitchell would probably want to wait a couple years too. They don't really
but
cover.
Sydney did say she wants to travel and stuff. That doesn't sound like the farm life too much either. So
that's exactly what I was gonna say. When they had that one-on-one interview with the family, and she said, I want to travel for a couple of years, and it's I'm imagining running a farm. You don't get away like that very often, and that seems like what she wants to do is live that young and free life a little bit, even though, she likes the
It might be a good time for Mitchell since he's just starting his
Yeah,
farm.
he's only got one. Mitchell only got one horse.
Maybe he'll rethink the farming life.
He can pay the neighbor to come take care of the horse for him for a couple weeks while he goes traveling.
Yeah, that chicken coop and stuff, remember?
No, that was Nathan's.
Oh, was
chicken
it?
coop, yeah.
That broken down chicken coops. Yeah, so some of these guys don't have like a very robust farm, so
No, yeah, not at all.
maybe it'd be okay in these specific scenarios, but you know, I don't know. That does seem to be a little bit of a red flag too, that she wanted to travel.
Yeah.
And like Kait seems like, no, I'm fine just having kids and settling down.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And she's, I don't know.
But I tell you, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how these parent visits go, man.
Yeah, and I think maybe that could sway some a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Especially if one goes bad compared to the other one.
Right, exactly.
So I'm looking forward to seeing as we get closer.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, there you have it, folks. That is another episode down. We're getting down to the wire here. Parent visits next week. What did you all think about Joy? We've had tons of conversations on here. People were like, "Oh, Joy and Brandon would be great together," and other people were like, "No way, that won't work." What does everybody think now? We'd love to hear it. Love to talk to you guys.
And a lot
about
of people
that.
defend her too.
Oh yeah, they do. But I don't know how you're going to defend her after this one. But as always, guys, we love doing this with you. And hit like and subscribe. And we will check y'all in our next review.